Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Sarah Straight Up, the podcast where we get real. We talk about the hustle, the human experience, and the stories that shape who we all are today. Today's guest is someone I'm very proud has accepted to be on the show, and he truly redefines the phrase mind over matter. Hamza Masmoudi is an endurance athlete, a marathon runner, a New Balance ambassador, and a running coach. But what makes his story truly remarkable and stand out is not just the finish lines that he crosses and the daily persistence. It's the journey that got him there, the where he was and where he is and where he's going. From working in kitchens to sleeping rough to now coaching hundreds and thousands and running ultramarathons. Hamza, thank you for being with us today. I'm very grateful for you attending.
Thank you, Sarah.
And I've known Hamza for a number of years. In fact, we trained together many years ago in JBR when I used to live in JBR. So I've seen his journey firsthand. Very, very proud of him.
So you knew it, yeah.
I want you to tell our viewers your story, Hamza. You weren't born into a life of marathons. You weren't born into brand deals and global coaching. And nobody handed it to you. Nobody, you didn't have a background. You didn't have the family connections. You didn't have anybody who was pushing you. So you've talked openly about a very inspiring journey and how rock bottom actually shaped who you are today. So take me back. What was the starting point? When did you decide that a career in running or in being an athlete was for you? How did it all start?
Right. Firstly, thank you, Sarah. I'm really happy to be here. I've been through a lot, and today I hope my story can help someone out there. I hit rock bottom when I lost my big brother. I was stressed, depressed, sadness. I was totally lost. I lost myself. I feel like I lost hope. Yeah, especially when I'm seeing my family, they are like crying, especially my mom. She's crying about my brother. She could not move on, That's hit me badly. So one day I decided to change my environment, to save myself, to show my family, okay, you lost one, but you still have me. Mm-hmm. I moved to UAE. I based in Ras Al Khaimah. So I thought I'm gonna be fine. It's just get even worse and harder. I have no experience. I could not speak English, even Arabic, though I speak my own language only. I find a job in a restaurant because I have no experience. Mm-hmm. They give me like a really bad position, mm-hmm. I was as a work wash t-shirt. I used to work like 16 to 18 hours every day, no days off. Like the amount of pain I had in my body, in my mental, it's crazy. And the worst thing, you're working overtime, mm-hmm. you don't get paid. Yeah. And I'm washing as a dishwasher. My hand is all the time full of soup. Like if I break something, they cut it from my salary. Yeah. And my salary was 1,500. Nothing. I was like, I wish if I don't come here, life it's get even harder, Then I become a chef. I've learned become a chef, increase my salary, and also like it was not my passion. Working in the kitchen was good, don't get me wrong, but it was not my passion. Until one day, I decide to move on. Yeah, I start running, not for fitness, just for my mental health, to feel good, to save myself. So, wow. Yeah, this is how it started.
That's amazing. So, yeah. I mean, firstly, from what you said, you must have so much grit and determination to continue that role, knowing, well, whatever I'm doing, I have to do it. You had the persistence, you had the ability to stay in a role you didn't even like for 16 hours, 18 hours, because you knew there was no other way. I have to do this. You didn't give up. That is a winning mindset in itself, right? And so the seeds are sown.
100%.
Number two, you started running because that was your way out. That was your relief.
Exactly.
And we all know, and the busy life I lead, I know when we train, it gives
Yeah.
us so much kind of release mentally and physically.
100%.
What about people who may well be stuck in that space? So there's still the Hamza who's in the kitchen or washing dishes, and they have all their dreams, but they never feel they can or they're not ready. What would you say to them?
They should not wait for the perfect moment to start something, or like do not say like I'm not good at this thing. You have to okay, you are not good at this thing, but you have to start that things to be good at it. All right, and you are not broken. God created you like in His way. You are not broken. Move
And you
move
can
your
try
body.
it, and
Yeah.
if it doesn't work, try something
Exactly.
else. But don't. You're
Yeah.
not a tree. Don't stay stuck
Yeah,
there.
don't
Right?
say like to wait for the perfect moment.
Moment,
You know,
yeah.
you just find a solution. You know.
Fantastic. And what role do you think running has played in saving you mentally and emotionally, and alhamdulillah where you are today?
Running has changed my life, to be honest with you. Like it was for me, like when I feel like my chest is heavy, it was therapy for me. Like when no one listens to me, the road does listen to me.
Your space, you found your safe space, your personal
Exactly.
space where it's you and just you in your lane, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic. A lot of this comes down to discipline and motivation, which
Okay.
clearly you have, right? Being able to have moved to a new country, to
Yeah.
motivate yourself to keep going, not speaking the language, not knowing the landscape. Can you break down to me how discipline in running or anything in life is more important sometimes than even motivation? Why is discipline? Why I can't be bothered to go to the gym, I'm so tired. Why
Okay.
do I need to make sure I do go to the gym that day?
Okay. Motivations comes and goes. Okay. It's like happiness. Now I'm happy. If I receive just a call and it's bad, it will change the situation. So discipline, what's keep you going. All right. So you start always like remind yourself when you feel like you're not doing things, just remember why you started and for who you are doing these things. Then you will find yourself. You will know like what's important the most. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So either like discipline or motivation. So discipline, it will teach you a lot of things.
Discipline is doing what you don't want to do, but
Exactly.
you still do it to
Yes.
get a result that you
Yeah.
want, and you
Yeah.
have that. And
100%.
motivation will just, as you say, come and go.
Come and go,
One
like-
day you're all up for it and you're feeling it, and
Exactly.
the next day you're down in the dumps. But the consistency and the
So-
discipline is what separates
And
winners
the,
and
and
losers.
the real works, it's when you are not feeling to do it. Or
That's
like
when
we
it
don't
really-
have like zero motivation.
I
So
think-
that's the real work.
100% correct, because I feel the same when I'm so exhausted that I can't face the gym.
Yeah.
But when I come out of there, it's set me for the rest of the weekend or the rest
You
of
feel
the days,
like
because you feel amazing.
much better.
And
you
it's
know?
just that discipline of getting into that corner, getting into that gym. So 100%
I
with you.
feel you. Yeah.
Do you think people chase a feeling instead of making it a way of life or a habit to keep fit, healthy, or whatever they might be doing? That they just want a temporary feeling of feeling good, but that's not what they should be feeling. They should be chasing the habit. What's your view on that?
Yeah, you have to build the habit. So once you build the habit, it will lead you to success. Feelings like it's just a moment, you know. Okay, it's sometimes if life it's like that. Sometimes ups and downs, you know. But you have to build a habit. A small steps. Start with small steps. Then you will see those small wins. They will lead you to something bigger.
And you say that so
Yeah.
authentically because you can tell the story. You've walked the walk, so you know, right?
Yeah.
You have many people who talk about what we should be doing and they talk from textbooks. But I think it's always so much more real when someone's lived the journey, because you're talking from the heart, from
yeah.
the soul, from
Yeah.
your own experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me, you've gone from running 5Ks to ultramarathons, and that's very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Mentally, that's a whole different ballgame. What does pain teach you? You've gone through pain in your life, both back home, both of you when you started here. How does that impact you? What does it teach you?
Pain teach me how to find the solution, you know, how to save my life, myself, when no one would come to save me.
Pain makes
when
you stronger.
Exactly. It
Makes
makes
you
not stronger, like fantastic, you know, like mentally and physically.
But that's because you rise to the challenge and you don't let that define you. Some people get stuck with that pain, right? Because their mind gets stuck in that pain. So what happens there when your body is, when your body might be ready to quit or your mind might be ready to quit? You've talked about discipline, you've talked about motivation. How do you mentally prepare yourself on each occasion?
To be honest with you, I always like, I talk to myself, like I go deep inside. Like always I say why I started this
You
journey.
never forget.
Yeah, why I started this journey. And yeah, I find the answer, you know, like I started to be somebody to help people, to inspire others, you know. So this is how I go through this situation, you know.
Fantastic. So if I want any of our viewers are listening and they think I'm stuck, I've lost direction, I don't know what to do, where do I start? How do I start? What are you going to tell them?
I will tell them start building a habit and start just with small things, like
Baby
you know,
steps.
yeah, for example, like before you sleep, you know, write down your goals for the next day. When you wake up, you will not get lost or something. You know your direction. You're gonna do this. Even though you don't see the results, but you did your best. You've tried. So automatically you will feel much better. But not knowing what you're doing, that's what's keep you stuck there.
You sit in the pain, you sit in the problem and not the solution.
Yeah.
And you would say to them, and I think giving yourself as an example that just start somewhere, start slow, but keep going.
Yeah, keep going, keep trying. You see the result, you don't see the result, things get hard, just keep trying, keep trying. The more you try, the more you feel about yourself, like better, and I'm 100% you will find a way.
And you don't find the day that it all kind of comes together. It's like if someone says, the day that you kind of knew that you were there or you were succeeding or your body changed or you hit success, it's never a day, it's a journey, right?
Exactly.
And you never know the day that suddenly I'm where I wanted to be. It just happens.
Yeah, it just happens. You know, like for me, I've been like struggling for many years. Like I swear, more than 6 years. But I didn't give up.
Yeah.
When I start seeing the result, and even you can see the result, like just like recently, like 2 years ago, things start happening, you know, like get sponsored, my Instagram grow, like I do a lot of interviews, you know, a lot of good things happen. I've run like mini marathons and ultra marathons. So yeah, because I've been working.
But that's the difference between the winners, because those who keep going, who keep believing in themselves, who keep pushing, are the ones who succeed in anything that they do.
Yeah.
The easiest is to give up.
To give up, you know, like I will be honest with you, I'm always real. Even though now I'm struggling, I'm going through hard time, but when you invited me, I show up. I don't care how I feel. I will go because I know, like, maybe I might say something, it will help someone else.
Fantastic.
And for me, this is my goal, to help people, not to follow what I feel. Okay, I feel bad, I feel like stress, I see myself, I'm struggling. So what?
Keep going.
I'm still breathing, you know. God give me another opportunity. It's give me another day to live, you know.
I love
to
that you're
speak.
so honest and raw and real, right? Because that's hard to find in today's world.
Yeah.
Especially in kind of, you're also a content creator, you're visible. You know, you have a huge following, you're an ambassador, you have a digital platform, and you motivate thousands of people, but you keep it real. How do you stay real in a space that's full of fake perfection?
Because I never forget from where I came. I was born and raised in a small town in Morocco. So I always, whenever something happened to me, bad or good, I always forget. I don't forget from where I came.
Where you came. And that's amazing, because I think that's so important, because you don't get sucked in the limelight of, oh, I'm here today and I'm a brand ambassador and I've got this, that. I'm still Hamza from Morocco, you know?
Because you know what? Because, and also, this is very important, because I believe in God. Whatever happened to you, God's give it to you. Because like back then I used to work really hard, like as I told you, even harder than now, like 16 to 18 hours, no day off, doing this, you know, but nothing changed, because God, he was preparing me.
It wasn't your time.
Exactly.
It's all about
And
time.
now, like, everything just happens. So that's why I'm always real and humble, because whatever I have now, or like maybe later, because of God, not because of my hard work. I know I used to work hard,
But nothing was
but I
happening.
was not lucky enough that time. It was not my time.
I absolutely agree with what you say, and there's a saying, isn't it, that we believe that rizq comes from above. It's all written. You've got to keep going, and when the timing is right, God opens gates, not even doors, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And we're blessed when that happens, and when God shines His light on us. Is there a pressure to always be inspiring, right? You're very public. You know, your Instagram is amazing. And everybody looks to you as though
I
Hamza's
knew what
doing
you want
it,
to
I
say.
want to do it. What about when you're like, I'm having a bad day, I don't feel strong today? Yes, you show up for others, but how do you mentally motivate yourself?
Yes, sometimes I feel like I had this moment, you know, like people, they think you are an influencer, or like you are brand ambassador, or you do collaboration with brand, like you are khalas, you are happy, you know, or like your life is perfect. But no, I'm human. I have my ups and my downs. Like sometimes I feel like I don't want to do anything, you know. I feel down. Like as I told you now, like this moment, I'm feeling down, I'm struggling with something, but
Turn up.
I show up. Yes, I always talk to myself, why did I started to inspire people?
To keep going.
This is what I love the most.
What do you think, like people who aren't like yourself, or have a following, are very quite public, they have a misconception, they think a different way about fitness influencers or about endurance athletes. What do you want to tell them about the reality of what goes on behind the scenes, behind closed doors?
So like a lot of influencers or like athletes, they are just showing the hard things. They're like smashing their goals. They are winning. It's not all about winning. It's good for yourself, but you have to be real, because a lot of people, they are watching you behind the screen, and you just say, wow, his life is perfect. Wow, he's doing this. It might affect them. Tell them how you started, how you get there. Help them how to get sponsored, what you should do to get sponsored. For example, do this, work on yourself. I was not like that. I start from the crash, from the bottom, you know. So do this is what helped me to get here.
To see the perfection, and I'm with you. I feel like sometimes even those who are very public, just show the public what they need to see. They don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
Exactly, yeah.
And I saw a very powerful image the other day where there was a basket of clothes that were unironed, and then there was a picture of beautifully ironed clothes. And they did this comparison saying, this is Instagram, the beautifully ironed clothes, but how did they get ironed? There was a lot of effort that went into ironing them.
Yeah.
And that's the journey of anyone. They see the end result, you running and smashing it, but they don't know what it took to get you there.
Exactly.
And people need to put that work in to get there, right?
100%. So that's why I'm always proud to share my story with others, you know, because I see my story, it's something really good, and it might help someone.
I'm sure it absolutely will help people, Hamza, because there's people who, like yourself, in other countries, who think, well, I'm stuck here, how am I going to make it, how am I going to save myself?
Exactly.
But you show that there is a way if you have the right mindset, the mentality and belief in yourself, and stay true to yourself.
100%.
I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions with quick answers,
tell
right?
me.
What do you wish you knew in your 20s?
Hard time don't last.
And that's good. Nothing stays the same. Everything changes.
Yeah.
What's the biggest misconception or myth about success that people think?
If you try once, you will succeed. But success, it's not like that. Success, it's like lifetime.
Who do you look up to and why?
Allah, my mom, and my future. Why? Because God created me to just worship Him. My mom, she made me like that. And my future, to help my family and others.
What quote do you stand by? If you was one quote that resonates with you.
Hard time don't last,
Hard time
but
don't
hard people do.
Fantastic. What's the worst piece of advice that you've ever received?
Take it easy.
I think sometimes that's okay if you're on a beach, right? If I were to describe you in 3 words, what would you say?
Focused, strong, humble.
And what?
And can I say one more thing?
You can add a 4.
Real.
I think this interview will show all our viewers exactly how real you are. What's a career failure that you've learned the most from?
Trusting people too fast. But I've learned to move smarter, not harder.
You see, I think that's because sometimes we judge people by our own standards. You think, I'm this way, so they're going to be this way, but the world's not always like that, right?
100%.
We learn.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the future to wrap up. What's next for you, Hamza? I mean, you've come so many miles, literally and figuratively. What's the next steps? What are you aiming for? What can we hope to see you do?
All right. Inshallah, I'm going to run from Dubai to Abu Dhabi very soon. I want to open my own company and launch my product, and I want to help many people as much as I can.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And we're all rooting for you to make sure that happens.
Thank you.
So many people are inspired by you, Hamza. I know that, right?
Yeah.
And you've told us about your roots in life. It's your faith. It's your family. It's looking to the future. Who inspires you aside from the people you've told us? What inspires you today?
My story.
Your story.
And me, because as I told you, I'm proud of myself to show up for myself, even though I was not feeling to, so always my story, it's my inspiration.
And in the future, Hamza, when you want to leave a mark behind about who was Hamza, who is Hamza, your legacy, how do you want to be remembered one day?
Humble guy, like something like, because I see myself like
a humble athlete who made it.
Yeah, like the tough guy.
The tough guy.
Tough man,
That's your legacy.
Because I've been through a lot. My life wasn't easy at all, and I'm still like facing a lot of obstacles, but I'm always smiling and I'm always showing up for myself, and I never give up, and I will never ever give up.
Well, we wish you strength to see you continue to rise and shine, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you.
I'm sure your story will touch the heart of many. And we look forward to all the things to come from Hamza. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute pleasure to have Hamza on the show today.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me today.